Hi, guys. Happy Wednesday. We are on day 4 of our 21-day consecration. Today's live is called In the Beginning, Let There Be Light. And if y'all have comments today, I won't even know if I'll be able to read them. I was trying to do it from my computer, but I don't know if that's gonna work. Actually, it will. I'll figure it out. Whatever. Anyway, hopefully. Oh, it's right here in front of my face. Okay. So, yeah. Happy Wednesday. It's day 4. So, in the beginning, right? The whole point is going back to the beginning, which is Genesis 1 1. But we're going to be focusing on Genesis 1 through 3. In the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of Yah moved upon the face of the waters. And he said, "Let there be light." And there was light. I really love this scripture to stand on because before the heavens and the earth was created, right? Oh, before the earth was formed. Before the heavens and the earth was created, we're gonna go there. We're gonna say that. It was chaotic, y'all. Like it was water. It was literally water. Everything was water. How do we know that it was water? Because in verse 6 he said, and God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters of the waters." Where we live in a firmament. And when you actually look into the definition of earth, so I know that we call the planet that we live on Earth, but Earth actually equates to the land, the actual dry ground. Hi. And obviously, the sea is where the water is, and then the sky is where the animals that fly, everything, you got the sky, the land, the water. And because nothing was created yet, it was chaotic. It was literally chaotic. There was no form. There was no foundation. There was no, well, I don't want to say the word foundation. There was no frame. There was nothing framed, right? So the first thing he said is, "Let there be light," and there was light. So one prayer point is I wanted to bring to your attention is asking Yah to shine light on your health, to literally shine light on your health. What do you need to see? And literally speak that. To make this make sense, I want you to think of a puzzle. I love puzzles, right? So when you open a box of puzzles, what do you have? It's nothing but it's just a bunch of jumbled pieces. It's a box of chaos. There's literally nothing in it. There's puzzle pieces in it. I can't say it's nothing in it. But there's like, what do you do with that, right? You got to put the puzzle pieces together. And a lot of times when we look at our health and we're trying to change the way that we're eating, we're trying to uh, create better habits for ourselves, we don't even know where to start. So when you have this chaotic mess, it's like, where do you start? How do you got to frame it? You have to frame it. Literally. Yes, chaos. Yes, chaos for sure. And so it's like you got to frame it. I don't know how anybody else does like approaches their puzzle pieces. But the one thing that I like to do is I take out all the edge pieces. So if it has a little flat side, I'm separating it and I put that to the side, and everything else got to stay. And I put together the frame. I put together the frame. So when you think of that frame, that's literally your foundation. That's you putting the foundation together. Because if you don't have that frame, the puzzle's not going to be complete, you know? And so, and it's like, well, that frame is, so we're not going through the whole book of Genesis, but the frame could be a lot of things, right? But the frame is, what is the main things that you should be including in your diet? Okay, that's Genesis 129. Even if you're not plant-based, everything should still be surrounding that. That should be most of the food that you're consuming, regardless. Because when you look back into anytime somebody's sick, not doing well, or they feeling lethargic, whatever, what's the first thing they do? Oh, I gotta do a detox. Oh, I gotta do a detox. You know, they always go back to a detox, right? So what are they going back to? Let's see what 129 says. Genesis 129. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. If it has a seed, it's fruit. And so it's like at the end of the day, regardless of how anybody eats, they always go back to Genesis 129 to get their body restored. Always. I don't care who they are. You got to eat that way if you're doing a parasite cleanse. Well, it's best. Some people still try to do parasite cleanses and do things and still not eat right. But that's counterproductive, to be honest with you. It really is. But yeah. And then the next part of the puzzle that you would do, you can separate it by colors. Or maybe, colors, or maybe there's certain patterns within it that, so it's like you have your little section over here, and then maybe you can tell the sky is a certain area. So you're like, okay, let me put these pieces over here. Although those pieces aren't necessarily together yet, you can kind of, separate them and put them in their, put them in their area. And then you start in one area and you're like, all right, let me start putting this together. Right. So now you're going to start getting some form. Maybe that's your hydration. Maybe you don't drink water enough, but you can get water. I mean, obviously you can drink straight up water. There's coconut water, there's fruit. You can eat fruit for hydration. So maybe that's an area that you have to work on. Even drinking some herbal tea, that can help keep you hydrated. Some people, they need to reduce some stress in their life, whether that's evaluating their relationships with friends or family, or maybe there's some things with the job that's just straight up toxic that they have to leave, or even just set boundaries within it, because you don't always have to necessarily leave a stressful situation. You just have to learn how to eliminate certain aspects of it. What do I mean by that? So like, if someone's like, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed out at work, they're stressed out at work, but they never take their break because they're working through their break. Take your break. That's what the whole purpose is for. So that way you can rest and get restored and then get through the other half of your shift. But if you're not utilizing that, what do you expect to happen? Do you always have to stay late? No, you don't. Leave on time. Now I know some jobs, you might have to. But if it's your day off and they're trying to call you in, you don't have to go in. You're choosing to. So I'm just giving you different examples. But so what I like to do is when it comes to scripture, I like to use it as prayer points um to speak over myself. And one of the things that I have used is, and God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Because my health was not framed. It wasn't, Yeah, well, for me, my health, it did have that frame, right? I would eat plant-based. But then at the same time, I was actually shifting into something new where it was more eating more raw foods, and my body is more, it holds me accountable to that now. So like it's like, oh man, we're on another standard. We're on a higher standard now. So I have to be sure to make sure that I'm having some fresh fruit. I can have all the vegetables, but I need, well, the hydrating fruit. I need some hydrating fruit. Like my body responds very well to oranges. I can always tell the difference. And then I'm also a smoothie drinker. If I don't have smoothies for a few days and maybe I just have some grapes, my body's like, that ain't enough, ma'am. Yeah, it's nice we have some grapes, but can we get some oranges? Can we get some key lime in that water? Can we get some melon? How about a smoothie, ma'am? Like that's literally what happens to me. And so it's like going through this transition because I'm still figuring things out. And so it's like, help me frame this because I wasn't here before, and I'm trying to find my balance. Like also too, the winter time is coming up. And last winter, I struggled. I struggled hard during the winter because I'm like, I really don't want cold foods, but when I eat too much cooked food, I start to feel sluggish. And I'm like, how do I find this balance? Even with drinking smoothies, I'm like, eh. I do get a lot of oranges. I do have wait, there's a truck that comes out here. They drive up from Florida and they come out in this area, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia. Um, and they sell citrus fruit and they have the best oranges ever. The best. The best. I feel like they start in November, maybe it is, or something like that. So I'm like, that's one thing that will definitely help me. Will definitely help me. And but then I'm like, how do I navigate the rest of this? Like how? Um, and I think part of it is, I mean, obviously, part of it, I got to kill my flesh and just get used to it. But I've also been paying attention to how my body feels because during the winter time, a lot of times, what people do is they try to do the same things that they do during summer, and it really doesn't. Our body is not meant to work in that way. Because if you notice, everything in creation starts slowing down from the trees to the grass to the animals, like they're hibernating. Everything looks like it's dead, but it's very much alive. So I'm like, how do I find this balance? I'm like, can I get a little grace during the winter time? Maybe I should just eat a lot of fruit. I mean, well, not a lot of fruit. Well, eat fruit, but uh what I'm trying to say, soup. Would that give me sort of a balance? But then that's still cooked. Like, it's so weird. And I'm just sharing this as an example because um no matter where we're at, we're always learning, we're always growing, right? So my health can always improve. And so right now, I'm still trying to frame my health because I'm in a different place now. So the same thing for you. Pray and ask him to shine the light. Let there be light on your health. Let there be light on your health. And ask him to expose the chaos that is happening right now. Where is the chaos? What are those what are those areas that you need to navigate? So I just want to encourage you to um read the first chapter of Genesis, and may Yah speak to you and give you revelation on what you need to do, or whether it's eliminating something, adding something. It all is going to look different for all of us, but I hope that you don't just hear what he's saying, but you actually listen to respond to what he's saying. And what do I mean by responding to what he's saying? Like doing it, actually doing and implementing what he's leading you to do, because that's the only way that you're going to receive your healing. That's the only way you're going to get better. It's the only way you're going to be restored. It's the only way you're going to be renewed. So that's what I got for you tonight. Short, simple, and sweet, even though I know how to drag stuff out when I talk. But yeah, so I hope y'all have a good night. Any questions before um I get off? And thank you. Blessings to you too. Blessings to you too. All right. No questions. So I shall talk to y'all tomorrow. Mañana. Y'all have a good night.